Hello, this is Read, Rant, Repeat, the show where we meet to discuss, dissect, and theorize about the current reads of the Bookmark Besties Book Club. I'm your host, Megan, and for this week's book club meeting, my co-host Arian and I are discussing chapters 1 through 30 of Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. If you're not up to speed yet, to avoid spoilers, check out our recent episodes to read along and join the discussion. This episode, we discuss our love for bookbinding videos and our suspicions that perhaps the Guardian is more than what he seems. So let's get into it. Welcome to the club. All right, so this week we started our new book, Shield of Sparrows. We read the first 30 chapters and ready to talk about our thoughts. But before that, okay, so I was up at 3 a.m. scrolling, and my latest obsession on my TikTok feed is bookbinding videos. Like, I don't know, do you ever get those?
Oh my God. I used to be obsessed with wanting to do bookbinding.
Like, right? It just makes you think like, oh, I could do that. And I know I would never be able to make it as gorgeous as these people do. But every time I get to one, I cannot help but like watch the whole thing. Even though
Oh my
at
God,
this
yeah.
point I feel like I know how to bind a book because I've seen so many of them. But they're so pretty.
I went through a phase in my freshman year of college. I used to have this really pretty like fantasy it was like scrapbook paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like actually making a story for my half brother, but was like obsessed with like wanting to do I had all the shit for it. I was obsessed. And
Yes.
then
Oh man. I feel like it's one of those things that I could probably like if I gave it the time, I could probably be good at it, but I feel like I would just pour so
yeah.
much like energy into it and then I have that like I would never be satisfied with how it turned out, so I would probably just be disappointed in myself.
Just keep redoing it. Just not looking
Uh
how I wanted.
but they're so cute and I just like I can't help but I have to watch it to all the way to the end to see how it
I
all
love that.
comes together. So all right. Well, I am excited to get into this. So, first of all, because I'm mostly just excited to hear what you think because I'm actually really enjoying this book and I'm nervous for you to be like, "Oh, I actually hate it." So, first of all, before we get into like what happened so far, but tell me what are your vibes? What are you thinking?
Um, I wanted to like it. It's not bad. Like I can read it. It's not a book that I would DNF,
Okay.
you know, but am kind of having like trouble with reading it.
Okay. Okay. Do tell, expound.
Okay, so I mean, I just like at the beginning I found it interesting, but sometimes it feels a little repetitive. And if that's one thing in a book that can really irritate me is repetitiveness. I'll just be like, um,
Is it that, like,
mm,
how much traveling and stuff is happening, and it just feels like it's, like, travel and then monster
well,
attack and then travel and then monster attack?
and it's also like the conversations that she has with the Guardian, repetitive,
Oh.
the same snark. Oh, lip quirked up again, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh, he's a jackass. Bah.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I
And
can
like
see that.
I feel like it is gonna be I'm not trying to like shit on it. Like, cause the fact that I can still like keep going and there's interesting parts and the fact that I've not DNF'd it, it's just like little things that I'm just like, "Eh." But I'm gonna keep reading it and I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
And like there's still interesting parts of it and like how she writes is still good to me.
Okay.
Because like that would be the worst part if it was written like in a certain way. I'd just be like, I'm done. I can't read this, which I wouldn't be able to do since we're doing a book thing.
Yeah.
But
I, um I'm glad that you said that her writing, at least you're, like, enjoying because I'm to be honest, I'm trying to peg the kind of writing that you like. And I was reading this and I was like, I feel like the type of writing that she's doing, I don't know, I like it and I'm like, I think Arian would like this. I also think that the banter that has been in it so far has been enjoyable, and that I know is something that you like. I think that I definitely see what you're saying where it does, seem repetitive. It's like she's asking him the same questions, he's not answering. And yeah, whatever his
Yeah.
tests and stuff are, that's like the same thing over and over. I feel like it's got to have a payoff if it's going to be worth the like number of times. And I think I'm hoping that we just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But
And and like that's still like I mean that's not like the worst thing ever. I'm just like, okay, just like kiss and admit you love each other. Whatever.
just make out
But
already.
I also feel like a lot of it what maybe wasn't needed. Like so far I feel like a lot of the this middle stuff, it either could have I don't know. I don't maybe things could have been shorter and maybe we didn't even need 2 books. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that like I'm to the point where I'm starting to get bored of the travel. Like I want to know she has been trying to figure out what's going on long enough that if we don't start to get answers to what's going on, I'm going to start to get a little like lost. Like so
Yeah.
and it's fine like I get the you're trying to build up suspense or maybe I don't know. Maybe even pad out a couple of pages, like, I get that, whatever, but, yeah, I think I'm kinda to the point where it's like, okay, they've been doing that. They've been traveling and fighting monsters for long enough now that I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we gotta figure
It's
out what's going on."
you like, I know sometimes you have to have the traveling bits, but you can make that stuff interesting, and, like, you can get little bits along the way that are important, but also if you overdo it, like, I feel like that's how you lose interest, so you still have to be quick about it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to,
Yep.
like,
How do you feel about training sequences?
I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
I I don't care. And also, like, what's the purpose? Like, she already said she wasn't interested in like, her sister was that person. And honestly, I kind of wish they would have left it there because I was when in the beginning, and she's like, "Oh, no, she was the one who learned knives." And I was like, "Yes, like, she loves reading, she loves drawing." And I'm like, "I wanted more of that." Like,
Yeah.
I thought 'cause I align more with that. I don't want someone who's like some badass who can fight everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but,
Yeah.
like, I love that too. But I just they gave us that, and I was like, "Oh, that's so I love that."
Uh-huh.
I love that
Yeah. I truly hope that they don't replace that in her, like you're saying, because
yeah.
I think I could understand if they're like, "Hey, this is a tough world, so you need to, like, at least be able to protect yourself," but I hope that they don't replace it with all of these other, like, artistic interests that she has with now
Yeah,
you're
like
just your sister, basically.
yeah, and I was like, I liked those things about your personality that you kind of maybe not rejected them, but, like, she aligned more with the arts. I liked that, you know? I feel like that's who we were being given at her core, and I don't know, I felt like that's being lost with this whole training, and I don't know if the training is just a way for her and the guardian to have more screen time together,
Yeah.
to, like, build that. I feel like that's the reason it was done,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
it definitely could be.
like
I think I agree. I think it's very hard to make a training sequence interesting because I think that it's always the same. It's just gonna be
yeah,
she's weak and has no coordination and hasn't ever done this before, and then she's gonna get her ass kicked, and then she's gonna fight through it, get better, and then now it's really like there's no
yeah.
real way to make that anything else, and so same, I kinda just am like, I don't really care much for training arcs.
I think sometimes it can be interesting and you makes you think of things you didn't realize, like, when she had to break in her boots, and he's like, "You just need to go run around the boat."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess she's been wearing slippers her whole life, like,
right.
she would be a little uncoordinated." I like that, but, like, I really feel like to me, the training sessions just seem like a way to put them closer together.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's not who she is or
yeah.
who we were shown in the beginning, you know?
Yeah. Well, and here's where I start to theorize a little bit. So clearly she's been sheltered. Like It's very
Mhm.
obvious. And so I do kind of wonder though, because it sounds like the way that this world is very dangerous. Like there are monsters
Mhm.
around every corner. And when she was talking about how her sister was raised versus how she was raised, and she was saying how like May was the one that it was like her parents were proud, um more proud I guess, that she showed an affinity for these like fighting, writing, swordplay, all of that stuff. And she felt like just, like almost disappointment that she was the other way. I also got the sense that her dad is hiding her. That her dad is like trying to make her easily forgettable. And Margot might be in on it too, because of the way she's, treats her. But I have this feeling that something about her mom has made her into something that her dad is trying to hide. Um
Yeah.
and so I think that like by not letting her be able to fight for herself, by not letting her wear colors, dyeing her hair. Like I know that a lot of that was Margot's idea, but I wonder how much of it was like they're trying to like change who she is. And so now I guess that she's out in the world, I just wonder how much of it she feels like she is because that's all she's been allowed to be. And now she's like quote unquote finding herself. And not to say that her other interests aren't like who she is too, but I wonder if like if it's the author trying to like show us that she's very mild and meek because she's almost been trained to be that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just because I something about the like making her dye her hair and making her wear gray. I'm like, it feels like it's more than just her sister is the sparrow and she's not. It just feels weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my first theory.
I have quite a few.
Okay, let's hear it. What is sticking out in your mind first that you're like, here's what I think.
I think her and the Guardian are actually married because he's the one who said the shit. So I'm like, I mean, even if he
Yeah,
was speaking for the prince, I think that they're actually married. He actually was the one who said it.
I think so
So
too. And I
that's
also,
how,
yep, I also think that he said it, but also the blood that they signed the contract with was just Xavier just pulled it out in a vial and his hand was
yeah,
wrapped, but like I'm like there was no account of how that blood got in the bottle, so I'm like I feel like that was the Guardian's blood.
yeah. And
Sneaky.
I feel like he saw her because the whole thing about the cliff, I feel like he like immediately when they were in there and he was staring at her and stuff, I was like, he saw her do that and he was like, I love that. I want her. I
That one.
immediately that's how I felt because why tell us all this, you know?
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
feel like he saw her.
I Yeah, that I hadn't thought of that, but I could definitely see that. Almost wonder like, okay, so there's something else going on that we haven't been introduced to yet. Clearly, like there's plenty of that, right? But I think that they mentioned that there's other treaties. The chain of sevens, I think is what it's called, was one that like
Yeah.
she had never heard of. And I feel like there's another treaty or some ancient, dark magic, whatever. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, they mention their eyes a lot. He has silver eyes and they change colors, right? She has gold eyes with no starburst.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to find out if her eyes also change color, she just can't see them, right? Um
Yeah.
People have always reacted to her eyes. I think she just assumes that it's the fact that she doesn't have the starburst, but I bet you like her eyes probably change color too. So I think that means that I think there's something about her that maybe the Guardian is like the only other one of, and there's some treaty or prophecy that we don't know about yet. I bet it has to do with her mother.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Something's going
so
on.
I think that
And then like
he and Xavier, like I think they knew about her, which is why I think maybe her father was like trying to keep her hidden. But I think that they
yeah.
knew about her, whether it was like he saw her jump on the cliff or like there had been some stories circulating or something. I think that they knew about her and he knows that she is like the same thing that he is or something.
Yeah. Something, whatever it is, to not have starburst
Yeah.
eyes.
Trixie.
Well, and I wish like there was more hints at what it could be because I feel like we're halfway through and there's not hardly any. Like they just talk about how they're changing and she doesn't have them. And I'm like, I wish we were still given little bits along the way. Instead, we are just we're not knowing. And like I feel like that's how you would keep more interest and maybe not feel like it's boring and repetitive during the like travels if, maybe we learn little bits of things like that along the way.
Yeah. The one thing about the writing that I've noticed is she asks obviously a ton of questions. She asks a ton of questions of the people around her, but she also asks a ton of questions of herself. And I think that we're
Hmm.
getting like a stream of consciousness, maybe like some anxiety from her. But I think it is highlighting just how in the dark she is. I think she's been intentionally
Yeah.
sheltered from like everything. And
Yeah.
I do hope, yeah, we start to find out because she starts to find out some shit here soon.
Yeah.
So,
We gotta know something.
yeah. Okay, so what do you think that King Cross's game or scheme is?
I don't really know. It's like that's another thing. Like he wants to know the place and like be reported back to. But I feel like a lot of this all is because, like you said, she's in the dark, we're also in the dark. And I wish there was just more bits and pieces that could keep it a little interesting because, like, just all I've felt is like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what he wants. You know what I mean? Like what do you want, man?
Yeah.
What do you what do you want? I mean, he definitely doesn't seem like a good person. Like
Mm-mm.
there's something fishy going on, you know?
Yep. Yeah. No, absolutely.
I don't
I
know.
think that I don't know if I would say like the bad guy. I don't know if there's good guys and bad guys, but I definitely think, yeah,
Yeah,
he's not a good guy and he's definitely not as good as Odessa thinks that he is. Like he's doing some schemes. And I also wouldn't be surprised if May was like I don't know, like the brains behind it or something because
something.
yeah,
The fact she wanted to like punch her own sister because she didn't get what she wanted, crazy shit.
no, absolutely. Yeah, I think that that relationship needs some needs some therapy because I'm like Odessa just talks about how she's oh, like that's just how May is and but I love her. She's mine. She's my sister. And then May just like stomps on her and treats her like shit. I'm like y'all need some therapy. So we've seen these priests, these Voster, I think, priests. I think the Guardian's connected to them. I think they're at least they're hinting that's kind of obvious. So what do you think about the Voster and this blight that's going around, the blood that's green, that's like turning all of the animals rabid? What are your thoughts about that?
I do feel like it has to do with the king or something. My theory is like he did something and got like something from it, got riches, got whatever, and in return it's like put a blight on the land or like
Mm.
that is like the curse that is happening because either he did something or did something he shouldn't have and like it's caused I feel like it's caused this issue.
Yeah, do you think he
I don't
knows
know.
about it? I wondered that
The
because
crux?
no, do you think he knows about this like blight? Because I wonder if he seen any of these animals that are any of these monsters that are afflicted? Because the first time
Isn't
we
that
see
what
it,
the crux or whatever it is? Like, because he said like that's what he's trying to stop, and like that's why he needs the info, which is like why she felt the need to help.
yeah, I guess I thought it was that's what they were calling the I thought that was the name of the monster that like the migration, the like bird lion things. I picture them as griffins. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to be.
I thought that's what like all of it like it was all wrapped up together. Like it's that's what I was kind of getting is like it's also
Oh.
these monsters, it's also this, it's the cause of the issues happening.
Huh, maybe. I guess I just the way I read it, I pictured it as the crux were the name of the monsters that come in the migration every generation. And then this blight was a separate thing that's afflicting like all of these animals. So I don't know.
I don't know either. It's kind of like yeah, because every time it seemed like it's connected, but maybe it's not, and that I just misread it. But that's what it seemed like to me. Like he's trying to figure out. like what's spreading through the land.
Yeah.
But also they were talking, isn't there like a whole thing about it in the like that gallery that she was going through?
Yeah, I guess I just don't remember because that was depicting, yeah, the migration and those monsters like killing everybody. I don't remember if she mentioned green blood in that. It was early enough in the book. I don't remember if she said that.
I feel like it was the monsters. I feel like she was putting it together when they were traveling, like the monsters that have green blood or something. I don't totally know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot that we're being kept in the dark about.
I feel like it has something to do with his family, his bloodline, or something he did to the wife. Like
Yeah.
maybe he sacrificed her for something to happen to him. That's what I'm gonna say. Like he sacrificed the last queen or something.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, do you think the allegations that, like, she's hearing about her father in that one book and, like, things that other people have said, do you think those allegations are true?
I bet. He seems shifty. The fact that the whole place has got like, oh, this is gold plated and this and all this like expensive stuff, I just feel like there's something going on.
Oh.
And the fact that they're trying to like pretty much rid, to me, with her hair being covered up and all this kind of stuff, like to me it felt like they were trying to ignore who her mom was, and I feel like that's because he did something
Mhm.
and he doesn't want to be reminded of all that, and so that's why he hides her ways because he doesn't even want to like be reminded of it. That's what I was feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like he did something bad
Oh, yeah. I do too, and I do wonder, like, did he kill her mom in some way?
for
Like,
something because she was the sparrow for him, right?
yeah, she would've had to have been,
Was
right?
she?
I think so, because each of the princes and then the kings are married to a sparrow. I'm pretty sure that that's
Yeah.
what they said, so I didn't even think about that, though. Do we know
It
where
makes me wonder if there's like, or if like he did something he shouldn't, like that is also something that's binding, is
Yeah.
them like having to give. So I feel like if he did something to ruin that, there would be consequences. I feel like the king did something, like there's the treaties and like the shield sparrow thing, like the
Mhm.
sparrow, like that is, I feel like that's all magically done to like to keep all this peace, and I feel like he did something and then that's why there's something bad going on.
Yeah. I think that you're onto something because 'cause didn't he say he was like, "All treaties can be broken," to her? So, yeah, what if his mom was the sparrow, which I didn't
And I
put
feel
those
like
pieces together.
maybe, he didn't see like a direct consequence, but I feel like something did happen and he's not real. Maybe he realizes that it's, I don't know.
I think you're right. I didn't clock that, his his wife, her mom was the sparrow. So that's a good call there. Do you like, where'd she come from?
They never say, they never said her name and stuff. Like they say nothing about her. She knows nothing about her. And like I'm like,
Right.
is that the necklace? Was she the sparrow? And that was the necklace she found was her mom's, and he like went back on his deal, or I don't know. I feel like something happened, and like I feel like his
Yeah.
kingdom, like starting with whichever one was like the party or like the grandfather, they figured out some loophole for whatever it is so that they could have what they want, and then the crux or whatever has just been like fucking everything up this whole time then because of that.
Yeah, good call. I think you're right, 'cause the blight or crux or whatever it is new. The only thing I thought was kinda silly, and I hope that we obviously figure it out in the back half of this book, is I'm like, it's very much seems like her dad thinks that he's like the smartest guy and nobody's gonna, be any smarter than him because it was very much like he was like, I'm laying this trap for the Guardian and for getting into their country and into their secret city. Like he had like no thought that they could suspect that he would be trying to do anything shady.
Yeah, it's like,
like that he didn't
okay.
have anything other than honest intentions. He was like, they obviously think that I'm being super legit. This
Yeah.
and from the beginning they're like obviously not. You're trying to pull some shit. So I'm just like, is he
Yeah.
really just that arrogant that he thinks that he's just a super sleuth and they're not going to know? I don't know.
They're probably just like laughing at him like, okay, yeah, your daughter who's so innocent.
Right? And because they obviously right away were like, no, we have our own plan. They've clearly got something else that they're doing, right? And so just
Hmm.
I think it's just funny that the king was like, I have this grand plan and no one will suspect me. And they're like, but he's still going with it. Like, I don't know. So, what do you think is the deal with the city? Do you think it's even real?
I don't know. Like, we're never even told why it's special. It's just a fucking city. Is he just trying to figure out how to like take it down? Because I'm like, what else would there be? Like, what are you hoping to find?
Right. Yeah, and that's what I want to know, like what's in the city? Like what is it that he's after? He said they have something I want. Okay, what is it? Um,
Yeah, what
and
is it?
then what is
Can
it?
we Like, can we just have a little, like, some fucking breadcrumbs? That's what,
Right.
okay, I'm not trying to be like this, but like, that is what it's lacking is breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? That's what keeps hold you. And like, just give me a little something. I just want a little something. So I just like, I want to, like, I'm going to figure out, I
Yeah.
want to know. So I'm still going to read it, but at least you give me a little something.
Right. I feel like we have to get some of that like starting like now cuz we're halfway through the book, right?
Yeah.
And if in this like in the third quarter we don't start to get a little of something of her figuring it out cuz I think that this world is very interesting and there's plenty of stuff to be
Yeah.
going on to have a second book. You don't need to be padding out. If it goes any longer then it's like you're clearly just padding for a second book and I don't think that's
Yeah.
necessary. Like,
No, it's not. You
yeah,
you have
so
so many other, I don't know. It just, I don't know. Just let me know what's up.
yeah. Yeah, right? So I agree. We need more in this next half or right away. Like, let's get it in Q3, please.
So
Uh,
far, I would be giving this book like a rating of 3 stars out of 5. Like it's
yeah,
got some, it's like the bones of it are good and like interesting ideas, but like, I don't know if this would be,
yeah.
I love to reread books. I don't know if I'd be rereading this.
Yeah, is it if it were to change like, if it were to go up, is it just you just need to start answering some of the questions?
And it doesn't even need to answer some of the questions. It could just be like hinting at finding out more, but if we keep going with that same formula,
Yeah.
man, they
Yeah,
trying to
it's gonna
do
drag on.
me.
Like right, exactly. Okay, so as far as the main character, like, how are you feeling about Odessa? Because I will say, like, because sometimes I will get a vibe from a main character that's either like I super don't relate to this person or like I really like them. And so far I like her. I think like you said, I like that she's more artistic. I like that she's, trying
Sassy.
to trying yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I do really like the banter. I like that she's smart in that way. I will say I'm getting some like chosen one vibes. Like
I am too.
I feel like it's just gonna be, oh, she's the chosen one. And what do you think about
I
her?
I liked her a lot initially. Like I was just like, yes, like she she's not afraid to face her fears because obviously jumping off the thing scares her, but she does it because of that, which I like that she meets things head on. I love kind of like her thoughts. She's just really random. And I really liked that she was more inclined towards the artistic things and reading and stuff. I really appreciate that. I mean, I feel like a lot of them in books they are, but like I just like this that it's not like she rejects these other things, but she's like, I mean, this is what I like. They tried to get me to do some arrow stuff and I was not good at it. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
as they've been traveling, I like that she cares about people. You can see it kind of like, like it might be to her detriment, because she is kind of innocent. And so she's like, oh yeah, like these are my friends. Like I should talk to my ladies' maids more or whatever. like she's innocent in that way. I also like that she's not afraid to say no. Like I liked that, like she's not all of the time just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But she sometimes she can be like apologetic, but when she really feels strongly about something, she feels strongly enough to be like, no, this is how I feel. So I like those parts
Yeah.
of her. So far I'm not minding
Yeah.
her. I hope she starts to lean into her like other interests again because like I did like those parts of her. And it
Yeah.
kind of like even if she ends up being the chosen one, I think I would have liked a story where she's the chosen one and she's just like, I just don't really feel like fighting. But like if you want me to read
Yeah.
up on the history of this and help you that way, I will totally do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it would
I
interest me.
I am glad, like, she's pursuing the libraries in these areas. Like, that's
Mhm.
what she's going after. That's what she's leaning towards. So I do like that. And I
Mhm.
definitely am getting, the sense that, she is hanging on to those interests, even though she has some swords now. And even though she was using a crossbow, I appreciated that it wasn't like, oh, all of my training, you know, paid off and whatever. Like I appreciated that it was still, she was like, well, I'm going to take the shot and I'm probably going to miss because I suck at this. But like, and she did like miss, like one hit and one miss or something like that. So I do, like you said, I appreciate that it's not that she just is, oh, I just picked up a sword and was just so naturally good at it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that
Mm.
she's been working her ass off and still it's just not her strong suit. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
What do you think on the topic of the books though? What do you think is going on with the other king? What was his name? King Wolf?
I
And
don't
the
know.
burning of
What
the
the
libraries and books.
Hmm. I don't know either, because I don't want to say he's a bad, but I'm like, maybe these kings are all just fucking going mad. Like something's going on with everybody. I just think it's really weird.
Yeah. I got the sense that maybe there's like an internal like a civil war type of thing happening in Tura where Prince Xavier is fighting against the king or like they have or I don't know, like they have two different like objectives. Cause I was like, what
Yeah.
it seems like he is trying to raise an army and the prince is like maybe trying to find another way to resolve this whatever issue that they're
Yeah.
facing. So also, oh, that reminded me of one of my last theories, and this one might be kind of off the wall, but so along the lines of the Guardian being actually married to Odessa. I actually wonder, is the Guardian the prince and not Xavier? Because we don't,
Yeah.
and what made me think of that was so when the king came into the village and was burning all the books, what he said to Talia or whatever her name is, what he said to her was, I take it my son isn't here. And she said no, and both Xavier and the Guardian were gone. So we didn't see the king interact with his son. And I was like,
Yeah.
hang on a second, like
Huh.
cuz the treaty says that the prince has to marry the sparrow. And I'm like, is part of the like him not talking around people the outside and like maybe the maybe he is like for some, unknown reason so far, maybe Prince Xavier is like actually not the prince and he's just pretending to be at the Guardians like there's some reason why he's hiding right behind
I was
him
kind of wondering
and
that
the
too.
Guardian
Yeah.
yeah
And
cuz
that's
I
why
was
he
like
chose this sister to marry.
yeah. So that's my theory. Maybe it's not so unhinged, but I was like, I think the real prince is the Guardian. He doesn't
Hmm.
go by his name because his real name is, maybe it's also Xavier. I don't know, but like his real name
Yeah.
is the prince's name. Also,
Prince
he
name
keeps
here.
calling her my queen.
Yeah.
Prince name
That
here.
was also kind of what also kind of hints it off because she would just be princess because he's the prince. But if that's his
Until there,
queen,
yep.
so I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my suspicion. We're gonna find out
Hmm.
that the Guardian is actually the prince, and that they are actually married, and she's not married to Xavier.
Yeah. That's how I feel
So,
too.
okay, good. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
So, the only thing that I've seen about this book, because obviously, like it's been all over TikTok and highly raved about. So I'm hoping, like, I am enjoying it so far, and I'm hoping that we will get some of these ends tied up here. But the only thing that I've seen about it, because I've stayed away from spoilers, is that there is a twist like right at the end that is like ripping the rug out from underneath you, like a huge twist nobody sees coming. So I'm because I've heard that, I'm spending the entire book like, can I figure out the twist before I get to the end?
Well, I feel like if we're correct in what we thought, we might not be super surprised with the twist then. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. That's what I'm wondering is like, are we onto it and like the twist is going to be a letdown because we figured it out?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, because
But
I'm just like, it's kind of obvious, like the whole placement of her jumping off to see, like, see, I'm not like other girls.
yeah.
I don't know. To me, that just
Yeah.
seems very like, I saw you jumping and I wanted you,
Yes.
my queen.
Yeah, you're right. My
Well, and like you
queen.
just know they're together because of how much she focuses on his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's just,
Yep. And Xavier has like I mean, he's like he seems very duty bound, like I'm here and I'm going to care for you because it's my duty, but I don't actually have any interest in you. That seems fairly obvious, and the one who has interest is the guardian. So
yeah,
like yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see. Unless this turns into an MMF like, you know, where they both
I
are
was
at it
wondering, I was
like
like, is this why
yeah, he was
choose
like,
or
he likes to share. Yeah. He was like, he
she's
likes to
kind of,
share. I was like, okay,
oh
is
my
this a different
word,
clutching
clutches
my
pearls.
pearls? Yeah. So I will say it will win me over for sure if I get to the end of this book and they pull an actual twist that I didn't see coming. That is one thing that I thoroughly enjoy in movies, books, shows, whatever, because I spend the whole time I'm reading the book trying to figure the book out. And that's just like how me, I feel like everything is way deeper than it actually is. So if I get to the end of the book and they are actually like have this big like reveal or twist that I didn't see coming, then I feel like that usually takes it right up a notch for me. So
I feel like so far the theories are she's actually married to the prince, the guardian's the prince, the crux or whatever, all the things that are bad has to do with her mom somehow, and
yep,
they're trying to hide that Odessa's related, even in part to the mom. Like they're hiding her.
yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
theories so
yep,
far.
yep. I agree. I also think I had written this down. I also think that something that lends to that is I wonder if she mentions quite a bit the sensitivity to like the magic that she feels
Yeah,
physical pain from being around the Foster priests and from being around not as bad but from being around the guardian. And I wonder if it's one of those things where she feels this way and she thinks that everybody around her feels this way, but she's never said it to realize that nobody else feels like that. And I think it's like, is it a sensitivity that only she feels, but she doesn't realize that it's only her?
yeah. I was also like, like sometimes when I'm thinking is like, you know how if you're wearing fake gold, it'll tarnish green, like it'll tarnish everything green
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
what I keep thinking when you see like all the green blood and stuff is like, it's like a sickness from the gold or something.
Okay. Um, what else? I think I had one other one. Oh, no, just that I think that the Guardian, like obviously he has abilities that nobody knows. I think it either came from the Voster priest, like there's either some maybe he was some kind of experiment or something, or there's yeah, maybe like a treaty of some kind that like bestows magic. And maybe it's similar for like maybe it was similar for her mom, and that's why she has some sort of affinity too. So I think we're gonna get answers to him in the last half of this book. I
Yeah,
don't know if they'll let that one drag
hopefully.
on. Yeah, right.
If we
So
don't find out hardly anything and we have to wait till the next book, I'm gonna be pissed though. Are you
Arian's like,
fucking kidding me?
I'm gonna go ahead and pre DNF the next book.
Yeah. It's good to have
Okay, well,
opposing feelings though. It makes it fun to talk about.
yeah. Okay. I mean, I will say for the world building, I think it is a
Hmm.
really interesting concept. I haven't read a ton of like monster books, where there's a world just plagued by monsters. So I think it's been fun so far.
Yeah.
Anything else? Or just ready to freaking get to it?
I just want to know. I want to know shit.
Do you think it's gonna be she gives in to him and then feels a betrayal when she finds out who he is or whatever type of story? Like they end up in Act 3, they end up giving into their feelings, and then in Act 4, she gets betrayed toward.
No. I mean, I don't know. Because they haven't really acted on anything yet anyway. They haven't really like touched each other or I don't know.
Right.
They haven't really, I just don't feel like I feel like she'd be the faithful kind of person even though she hates her life. Like, this
Yeah.
is my duty.
So you think it'll wait until she finds out that she's not actually married to Xavier before she gives in?
That's how she is. She's like, no, this can never be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in her head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just she just seems like that kind of person, you know?
Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think they're gonna give us a why choose. Uh,
Makes me sad.
uh wish. Um so uh next time we are starting in on Mate. So excited for that. I like the balance that we have between kind of like a more
Yeah.
like fantasy epic and then like a more modern. So I'm gonna start in on Mate. We're gonna read the first 20 chapters of that book for next time, and then we will be finishing Shield of Sparrows for the week after that. So tune in next time if you're following along with Mate. Otherwise, we'll see you the week after for the last half of Shield of Sparrows. All right, bye.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, and tune in on Wednesdays for new episodes, and check us out on YouTube for the video of this episode if you care to see our faces. We want to hear from you. Join the discussion in the comments below or join the club on Patreon to engage with other members and get exclusive benefits. How are you liking the book so far? Leave your thoughts, predictions, and theories, and you just might hear them on our next episode. Thanks for listening.